with his new team. Russ praised his big man, Anthony Davis, as the ultimate weapon. He also vowed to push AD every single night as he, Davis, and LeBron embark on a title run. First things first, co-host Chris Broussard joins us this morning. But Chris, I'm going to wait on you. I want to start with Skip here because earlier Skip said that AD and LeBron may not like this from Russ. So, Skip, restate your point to Chris.
Chris and Shannon, this quote from Russell Westbrook in his initial Los Angeles Lakers media session is precisely why LeBron and Anthony Davis will ultimately get sick and tired of playing with Russ or trying to, and ultimately will not be able to overcome Russ and win big as Shannon believes that they will. The audacity, the nerve of Russell Westbrook in his initial press conference to call out Anthony Davis. I've always said I love to watch Russ play, but he can be egomaniacal. He can be delusional. He is a stat machine of a sideshow solo act. And I believe that because he is the only Laker who grew up in L.A. as a diehard Laker fan, that he feels like he finally came home now, that he is taking over the Lakers, taking the reins away from LeBron as he ages and moves to the 2, 3, or 4 position. Russ is the point guard and the leader of this team, and he dared to call out an Anthony Davis by saying, I need him to play hard every night. I need him to stay locked in every night. The inference, obviously, that he doesn't every night. We all know that he can fade, he can disappear, but in your initial press session, you don't just tiptoe in, you just kick the door down by calling him out in ways that you can't do publicly because you don't deserve to. Russell Westbrook is going to wear 0 fittingly because he has 0 rings. And Anthony is saying all the right things because Anthony is a good guy. And he says, well, I want everybody to be in my ear to keep me motivated, keep me pushing hard. In the end, I don't think he wants to be called out that way by a guy he has not played one dribble with in a game of any meaning except for working out with him. And in the end, LeBron can't love this because it's actually questioning LeBron's leadership of AD even last year. I know AD was banged up and hurt much of the year, but are we saying that LeBron couldn't get that out of AD on a consistent basis, that Russ will be able to do something that LeBron couldn't do? I'd be offended if I were LeBron by these quotes, but it's vintage Russ, and it's vintage why this won't work.
First of all, clearly LeBron got through to AD because, if I'm not mistaken, it's them that have the Jason, the Beverly Hills, the big diamond ring.
Thank you.
They got it. So he did. Skip,
I agree.
You making it seem like Russ is Dennis Schroeder. Like he's coming in like he doesn't have anything on his resume, Chris, like he doesn't have an MVP, that he's not an all-NBA player, an all-star player, a player that's going to the Hall of Fame. Would you be surprised when they come up with this 75th anniversary team that Russell Westbrook isn't on it? I believe he's going to be on it.
Well, he's only averaged triple-double for the last 5 years. Right. That's impossibly great.
And Chris, what do we say? What's the one thing everybody says about Russell Westbrook? He plays hard every night. He doesn't cheat you.
On offense.
Okay.
On offense.
Oh, Skip.
Only.
We already know, Skip.
Yes.
There aren't very many guys that can do what Russ do and play both ends of the court.
Agreed.
So I'm going to give him that. All I need is AD. There is no reason AD shouldn't be thought of in the same circles as Giannis. He can shoot the 3 better than Giannis. He has a better mid-range game than Giannis. He can shoot free throws better than Giannis. He got a post game better than Giannis. Giannis plays hard every night. Giannis says, this is what I do. Stop it. And if you stop me one time, I'm going to come back 30 more times because I don't believe you can do it for the whole night. That's what we need from AD. AD needs to play hard every single night. There are no off nights. You play for the Lakers, you're playing for a championship. And sometimes he drifts. Last year, AD, even before he got hurt, Chris, he wasn't playing like he did the first year. No. And then once he got hurt, he was never, now he had a game or two where he looked like AD, but he was never the same. Hopefully, they said he looks like he's in pristine shape and he's refocused. He's been lifting, hired a new trainer, got a chef full-time. I expect to see AD, not only when we talk about him as a top 5 talent, be the top 5 player that I believe he can be with his offense and defensive arsenal.
Yeah, I'm Skip. I'm leaning more with Shannon. I think this is just what AD needs. AD, let's face it, when he was the best player in New Orleans, he wasn't playing hard every night. He wasn't pushing himself every night, and obviously that team didn't have much success. He goes to the Lakers his first year, and I do think he felt compelled, I got to impress LeBron. You know, so he played through all these nagging injuries that in the past had caused him to miss games. They obviously win the championship. I think last season, and really going back to last summer after they won the championship, when LeBron was pushing himself and working toward the last season, AD was chilling. AD was relaxing. And like Shannon said, he came out and didn't play well last year, even before the injuries, by his standards. And I think LeBron, Skip, will welcome this. Because I think LeBron's saying, I mean, he didn't give it to us last year. Yeah, I talked to him here and there. I nudged him here and there, but he still didn't deliver. If you know you're working with the guy and he's not getting it done and you're friends and you're telling him, you know, giving him little hints, pushes here and there, hey, man, you could do better. Come on, man, we got to do this and that, and he's not getting it, then I welcome in another star who's going to do the same thing. Right. So now, I mean, if AD doesn't show up and he's got LeBron James pushing him and Russell Westbrook pushing him, then I can't even imagine that. Like, I think he's got two Hall of Fame teammates pushing him. I think it's almost like going to be positive peer pressure. I think he is going to go out of his way to play as hard as Russ and to be as effective as LeBron is. So I think this is just what AD needs. You know, his personality is real laid back, so he needs some fiery guys to push him. And Skip, LeBron is never, I can't recall LeBron ever kind of being threatened by another teammate stepping up. Like in Cleveland, when he first got there, he's the wonder child. He's the, you know, the man child. He deferred to Ricky Davis. I mean, initially, you know, as the Zydrunas Ilgauskas. When he goes to Miami, he kind of deferred to Dwayne Wade's leadership, not his game, but his leadership. You know, and then when AD comes to the Lakers, AD's the leading scorer. That's the first time in LeBron's career he wasn't the leading scorer. So I don't think LeBron will be threatened by Russ's leadership. My questions remain the fit on the floor. Right. But as far as personalities, because Skip, Russ has never, he's been accused of a lot of things. And we've all questioned, can you win with the way he plays? But he's never been accused of being a bad teammate. Like, his teammates love him. Loyalty, commitment, work ethic. So I don't think the personalities will be an issue.
Kevin Durant never loved playing with Russ. He liked him off the floor. He did not love the fit on the floor because he was the primary decision maker. Okay. That's going to drive LeBron crazy.
I'm with you there.
Okay, but Chris, it's hard for me to fathom, to let it sink in that LeBron in year 19 is going to readily hand the leadership reins over to Russell Westbrook. Yeah. Really? Mm-hmm. How? Why? He got to one finals in 2012 because he had alongside him a guy named Durant and a guy named James Harden. Okay, stop it.
About to be two.
Okay, since he left Kevin or vice versa, they left each other. He's 8-21 in playoff games. He's not that guy. He's a great stat machine. He's an unbelievable triple-double machine. Is that what you want? Is that what you need?
I don't believe I don't think he'll become close to the amount of triple-doubles that he got. No. But he's going to have a boatload of assists. He's probably going to average 13, 14 assists.
Okay, and who will be his partner in crime on assists?
Whoever's open.
Who's his accomplice? Number one accomplice in assists to help him achieve triple-doubles. It will be Anthony Davis. So one reason he wants to light fire under Anthony is he needs him there available in case two take him to the rim and he can leave the ball on the floor for AD to dunk it. Right. Easy assist.
But Russ knows who he is. Russ is not playing for a contract, and so for whatever reason, the Schroeder situation didn't pan out well. AD didn't have a problem with him, but Dennis Schroeder could not feed the post because he's never had a big man that demanded the ball like AD demands the ball. Russ can feed the post. Russ can get him the ball. LeBron can get him the ball.
So LeBron keeps saying publicly, we need Russ to be Russ. And I'm saying, seriously?
And Russ, we trust.
And I believe somewhere Kevin Durant is saying, seriously? You need Russ to be Russ? I think somewhere James Harden is saying, seriously? You need Russ to be Russ?
Big Russ.
They left.
Big trust.
Paul George is saying, seriously? You need Russ to be Russ?
Yeah, we don't need people. Don't mention Paul George.
You mean playoff Pete?
You mentioned some great players. You see how he did that? He mentioned LeBron. He mentioned KD. And then he gonna put Paul George in there.
Hey, Paul George was a star in the playoffs last year. You know it.
It's about time.
Skip,
Well, he was.
I'll say this, Skip, and this is the quandary with Russ. All right, I'm looking at the Lakers in the West because of talent. All right, that's why I'm thinking them in the West. But the question of fit is legitimate.
Yeah.
And here's the quandary. If Russ isn't Russ, what is he? I mean, that's the problem. It was the same with Allen Iverson. When he went to Detroit, they didn't let him be Allen Iverson, and he couldn't really help your team.
Right.
So if you don't let Russ be Russ, he's just kind of another player out there, and you're not getting the superstar you traded for.
Okay.
So I think it's smart for them to say this and try to let him do it. At the end of the game, Skip, it's got to be LeBron making the decisions.
Okay, I agree.
It's got to be.
I buy that.
And so it's going to be interesting how this
see
fits.
Rondo making the decisions.
Now, Rondo ain't going to play. Skip, didn't they tell you?
I know. Did you see what Rondo said yesterday? I want to destroy Russell Westbrook, and I know he wants to destroy me, and I'm thinking, in practice? Is that what's going to happen?
The practice is going to be heated.
That's all Rondo's going to get to do is practice, right?
Right.
Okay, so what are we talking about? Let Russ be Russ. He led the league in turnovers last year. He's led it four times in men's second.
Too.